What's going on, guys? My name is Crisper, and today I'm going to tell you my take on improving in Mania. So a bit about myself first off. I've been playing Mania for a little over a year now, and in that time I've gotten to about rank 4000. My previous experience with any vertical scrolling rhythm games is just Guitar Hero, playing the Guitar Hero games when I was a kid. I was able to play that on Expert, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm a musician, I play drums and guitar, and so that helps out with my rhythm. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get started. So first off, we're going to need to change a couple settings. So we'll hit Control O to open up the options menu, and then we'll go over here to the little circle, which is the general options, and we're going to turn off Scale Mania scroll speed with BPM, and also turn off Remember Mania scroll speed per beat map. We also want to make sure that the score meter type is set to hit error. What this is when you're playing a map, on the bottom of your screen, it's going to have a little bar that's going to show you basically how off-center you are in terms of your accuracy. If you want to make it bigger or smaller, you can adjust it here with the score meter size just underneath it. Now that leads me into one of the most important settings, I believe, and that's going to be the universal audio offset. So if during a song you notice the hit error bar is telling you that you're consistently hitting too late, and you believe that you're hitting in time with the music perfectly, then we're going to need to adjust the audio offset to play the audio earlier. Now this can create some issues with hit sounds. If your playstyle is in such a way that you're trying to listen for the hit sounds and line up the hit sounds with the music, you may not want to touch this audio offset. I personally have hit sounds turned off completely, and I prefer to match my actual hitting the keyboard with the music, so I adjust my audio offset accordingly. Now the next setting we want to change is going to be your scroll speed. I believe when you start playing Mania for the first time, it has a default of 15 scroll speed, and that is way too slow. I would say to start out with somewhere around the 21 to 23 range, whatever is comfortable for you to start with, and just try and slowly increase it from there. I personally use about 27 scroll speed, but anywhere from about 26 to 32 scroll speed even is fairly common. You generally want to have your scroll speed as high as you can comfortably read without falling behind. If you're a more musical person, as in you play a few instruments, you generally use a slower scroll speed versus people that are playing more of a reactionary playstyle, who generally fall into the 29 to 32 scroll speed range. The next thing would be to try a lot of different skins when you're first starting out. Now, the most common types of skins are going to be bars, arrows, circles, or diamonds. What I would recommend is honestly just to search up Mania skins on YouTube. There's a lot of different videos there, and you can just skim through the videos to see what looks nice to you. You can also look up one of your favorite top players, and they may even have their own skin linked in the description of their videos or possibly on their Twitch channel. Now this also brings up something that I would very highly recommend to learn, and that is to learn the basics of skinning. Now this more or less boils down to either changing the skin.ini file, which has a lot of different variables for changing the skin, or just replacing the actual note images themselves for something that's easier for you to read. I won't be going over how to make any of these changes in this video, but I may be doing a video in the future about it. Now that pretty much covers setting up your game to play, but now let's go over the actual gameplay stuff. The first thing I would say if you're relatively new to Mania, and all newer Mania players have this problem, is to not ignore long notes. Long notes are generally very uncomfortable for a new player in terms of the actual release timing of the long note and holding a note down while hitting other notes next to it. Just keep practicing it, pull up any patterns that you don't quite understand in the editor, play them a few times there to try and develop that muscle memory, and just keep giving it that time and you will eventually get it. Now the next thing I would say is to push yourself, but not too much. Now what I mean by this is it's good to play all types of maps. So it's good to play maps that you feel like you can get, a 99% on, or even SS. It's also good to play maps that you feel like you could get like a 95 or a 96 and really push for that S on. It will be challenging, of course, but you feel like it could be achievable with some practice. It's also good to play maps that you feel like if you really push for, you could maybe only even get a 90 or a 93% even. What I personally do is I set up collections for maps that I want to get at least a 90%, at least a 93%, 95%, 97%, and a 99% on. And then when I get that certain percentage, say a 93% on a map, I would move it to the next tier to get a 95% on the map. Now this also brings up something that I believe, and that is that Bs on a map don't count. You should always aim for at least an A on a map. In my mind, if I got a B on a map, I didn't even pass. Now, adding on to another type of mentality that I believe in, and that is to finish every map that you start, and don't keep resetting a map just because you missed a pattern or you didn't get, as perfect accuracy as you think you could have. Just finish every map, play every map once. I would recommend against playing a map over and over again because that can lead to mind block. Just play every map once and finish every map. Now, moving on to what I believe are some of the most important things, and that is first to focus on certain skill sets. Now, if you're brand new to Mania type games, you may have no idea what I'm talking about, but Mania has a few different types of skill sets that you really should focus on. These skill sets are jacks, speed, stamina, tech, and long notes. Now, with all of these, you should intentionally devote some time to practicing each specific skill set. I'll include a link in the description that goes over all of these skill sets so you can familiarize yourself with them, and then you can add certain maps to your own collections for these specific types of skill sets so you can practice them on your own time. Now, when talking about skill sets, that does bring up the topic of the Dan courses. The Dan courses are 4-song marathon maps, typically about 7 to 8 minutes in length, and each song focuses on a specific one of those skill sets. Now, these courses have many different levels to them, with the easiest level being about 1.5 star, and the hardest level being about 7.8 stars. I think the Dan courses are great because they offer you a goal that you can realistically achieve with enough practice. I'll include a link down below to a site that hosts the Dan courses so you can download those, and it also includes packs that have each song in the Dan course split up so you can practice them individually. There are some rules to these Dan courses, as in you have to get at least a 96 or above to clear that level, and you also cannot pause throughout the entirety of the map. Aside from all that, it really is just about playing the game and putting in a conscious effort to practice the things that you feel that you're lacking in. If you really focus on practicing maps that develop those skill sets I talked about earlier, you will definitely see improvement. That about wraps up my thoughts on improvement in Mania. If you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing or giving this video a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and thanks for watching. See you next time.